if this happens, it's when this will happen.
When a wanted suspect takes his last stand,
you don't know if he's going to come back out and surrender, or if he's going to come back out guns blazing.
Trooper Hunter Hull enters the line of fire.
They heard him go inside and shoot, and they think it came out the back. Shot fired.
On Kodiak Island,
turn around and put your hands behind your back.
Trooper Boyd Branch turns a potentially deadly traffic stop.
Why do you have a gun in there, bud?
Into a major drug bust.
Oh man, that'd be heroin.
And it's Wildlife Trooper Maggie Stang's first day in the field.
Pictorial fin, that's a snag.
And her first catch comes with a fight.
I'm just going to ask you a blunt question. How many of these did you snag?
I'm not telling you.
Don't insult my intelligence.
This is...
Hands out the window!
Alaska State Troopers.
Hands out!
Barricade suspect inside the residence. Did you say with a shotgun? He's at the door with a shotgun.
Soldotna 2026 back out on.
On the outskirts of Soldotna, Trooper Hunter Hull joins nearly a dozen other troopers for an armed and dangerous suspect barricaded in his home.
So what did this guy do?
The other night, him and his old lady got into a fight. He beat her with a copper pipe. Threatened her with a gun, shot her around top of the house.
He knows we're looking for him too, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. He does right now.
Yeah.
Everybody in the neighborhood knows here.
But apprehending this suspect won't be easy.
Apparently the guy's armed with a gun. He's about 6'1", 6'2"-ish, 240 to 250 pounds. He was a Marine. I'm in the recon portion. So, I mean, he's definitely skilled in, outdoor survival, camouflage tactics, sneaking up on people.
Just go ahead and 10-12 out on the road. Don't want to force anything right now, so stand by on the road in case we need it. Do we have any information on additional weapons in the house? The original complaint said there were at least 2 handguns and 1 long gun in the residence.
Hopefully no one else needs any real-world emergency service right now, because it's going to be a little bit before we get there. Hey! Go that way. Don't wait, just go.
If the man escapes down this stretch of road, Trooper Hull will be the last line of defense.
You can see him popping out on the back porch out there. Shots fired. Hey, they got shots fired.
Back out of there.
He went in, closed the door, and they heard a shot.
252, I believe he may have shot out the back second window. You confirm he fired shots?
More backup arrives.
They heard him go inside and shoot, and they think it came out the back. They're thinking he's firing towards the perimeter side.
Troopers deploy a specialized tactical response vehicle called a Bearcat to safely get their expert negotiator close enough to communicate with the gunman.
So they're trying to get him on the intercom.
You can't leave. You know we can't leave. We're not here to harm you. We don't want you hurting us. We don't want to hurt you. Come out of the house with the result.
Hypothetical situation, but if this guy squirts out the back,
There's nothing between that building and that perimeter and us.
you just run like a tandem, 2 on a side, just right through.
Suddenly, a call for assistance comes in.
If at all possible, if we could get a patrol unit over here.
A trooper potentially stuck in the line of fire needs backup.
I see it trying to get out of there, but it's going to be tough to get your vehicle moved without the rope or something here. Trying to figure out some vehicle to get your shuttle back to post.
1E2, 1E26. I can pull my vehicle down there.
Trooper Hull volunteers to go in and get him out of harm's way.
All right, I'll fly down there.
But he'll have to pass through the barricaded suspect's crosshairs.
52-2, we're going to pop the hatch and cover while you do that.
I've got to get past this house where the guy's at. You guys can keep your heads down. You drive fast. Guy's on the back porch with a shotgun.
2-5-16, can you confirm all 4 sides have been covered?
Now he takes up position just behind the house, separated from the gunman by only a dense thicket of trees.
I can see movement through the trees.
Back at the front door with a gun to his throat.
The suspect emerges with a gun.
He's at the door right now and he's got a gun to his throat.
Now Hull must wait to retrieve the other trooper.
Now we're back in fight.
Just hold tight by the car because we're pretty exposed.
Trooper Hull seizes the opening and risks his life for his comrade.
22, 26, I'm back out on.
12 copy, about 10 yards from the house by a big reaper path. 2014, 22, what's your point? 22, what's your point?
2-6, he's with me behind this metal structure.
You're exposed there. Back out of there, you're exposed.
26-6. Break.
Back out of there. You're exposed there.
Hull gets them back to safety just before the gunman makes an unsettling demand.
Confirm he said he wants to speak to his wife?
Affirmative, and then he'll more than likely in this life.
They got him on the porch right now. He's requesting to speak to his wife. In my opinion, I don't know if that's a good choice, because if that's the only thing you want to do left, and then you do it, what else is stopping you from making somebody else use deadly force or for taking your own life?
Troopers try again to end the standoff.
Don't make this worse. You know you don't want to make this worse. Just come outside, get caught. Nobody's going to hurt you. What are you talking about? This big hole. Come out of the house.
But the gunman refuses and makes another desperate move.
He's back at the door with a gun. He's got it strapped to himself with some kind of switch in his hand.
The rifle's got some kind of a weight that he's attached to it. I'm not sure what it is.
So when he was hit by a dead man switch, it was taped to him, so if he fell down or someone took it from him, the weight would drop and the gun would fire.
He feels cornered. There's nowhere for him to go. He barricaded himself. You know, he doesn't have a lot of leverage. And what he's thinking with the gun, that's the only power that he has right now over us.
The standoff stretches into the evening, and troopers have no choice but to take a more proactive approach.
We tried repeatedly with the PA to get him to negotiate, no result. So we're basically either using gas or breaching the door with the ram.
We can introduce gas to the residents just fine.
They're going to start introducing chemical agents into the residents right now to try to end this peacefully. It could go either way. You know, they could either say, you know what, I've had enough, I'm just going to go give up, or they could get angry and upset and, you know, try to retaliate.
But it's a risk troopers must take.
It's still not making sense. He's crying, he's saying bullet, rifle, trigger. He also states that he was definitely not coming out of the residence. He even disconnected the call.
10-4.
2 rounds in each opening, starting from the back, working toward the front.
10-4. If he's armed and comes out of the residence and makes an active attempt to break the perimeter, the shoot is off, right?
It's not if this happens, it's when this will happen. So you prepare yourself for almost any situation. You think if he comes out the back side of the house with a gun, this is what I'm going to do. If he comes out the front, this is what I'll do. If he comes out of a window, this is, you know, what I'll do. So that way, if that situation presents itself, you're not sit there thinking, what should I do? You've already thought about the process and the scenario and what you're going to do. Because you don't know if he's going to come back out and surrender, if he's going to come back out, you know, guns blazing.
1 round in, through the window. He's kneeling at the front door right now. We can see 10-4. You want us to deploy that now? Affirmative. Round through the window. Good hit.
First one went through, he came out, went back inside. And so they just put the second one in. It was the 3rd round. That place is getting filled up with some bad smelling stuff. It's going to affect his respiratory system, his eyes. He wouldn't be able to stay in the house very long, especially if there's no airflow in there.
You want us to continue with gas? Keep saturating with gas. Next gas round, getting ready. Gas through the window, good hit. Go ahead with one more round. Stopping one more round.
It's got to be unbearable in there.
The barricaded suspect takes over a dozen rounds of gas, but stays put. Now, troopers prepare themselves for an all-out assault.
Tango 5, 4042, coming up on. Here's 3 o'clock near the horse pasture. Position behind the truck. We're moving up toward the house on the back side.
Let's do it.
Trooper Hull moves in for a better vantage point and a clear shot. Troopers are using gas to flush a barricaded suspect out of his residence.
It's got to be unbearable in there.
They deploy more canisters through the rear windows to force him toward the front door. Finally, the gas works.
Affirmative. We've got him out at the door right now with the gun to his throat again.
But the man's still clinging tightly to his rifle. If he makes any sudden movements, troopers will have no choice but to take him out. Suddenly, he hurls his rifle to the ground, and troopers move in.
See the gun in the yard.
Hold on, 126, you can bring CS in.
After a 7-hour standoff, troopers finally have the suspect in custody.
I don't know how that guy withstood all that chemical stuff. I mean, just when I stood 30 yards from the house, was enough to burn my eyes and make me cough.
And they didn't have to fire a single bullet.
We solved that without having to use any kind of deadly force. Nobody got hurt. The situation ended peacefully. You go from, aiming at somebody and thinking, I might have to make a decision on this person's life. And then as soon as they give it up, you realize, hey, they're just a person like me.
They arrest the man on first and third degree assault charges and kidnapping. He could also face additional assault charges for firing in the direction of troopers. If convicted, he faces a maximum of 75 years in prison. The long day ends for Soldotna's men in blue. But the city's summer months keep all troopers busy.
All right, ready?
And it's the first day in the field for Soldotna's newest wildlife recruit, Trooper Maggie Stang. And she's under the close watch of veteran wildlife trooper Chris Jaime.
We'll head out to the Great Alaska Fish Camp. That's a nice spot. Have you been out there before?
Only during field training.
But she's no rookie to the force.
I'll be 10-6, possible follow-up with other witnesses.
Just days ago, she was patrolling the streets of Soldotna as a blue-shirt Alaska State Trooper.
I'm just trying to find out what was going on. It sounds like you got a little information. I'm going to be upfront. It sounds like you have more than you're giving me.
For her first assignment as wildlife trooper, she'll work the popular Kenai salmon fishery looking for lawbreakers among the large summer crowds.
Tens of thousands of people from all over Alaska will be in this little area. So what we're going to do up here is just going to go up there, sit on the trail system above all the fishermen, watch them either snagging fish, or hopefully they'll do the right thing and release the snag fish. Just be up there watching everybody, and we'll go from there.
It's Stang's first shift as a brown shirt, but it's something she's been preparing for since childhood.
I'm born and raised Alaskan. I was born in Anchorage and raised in Nome. Growing up, our big thing was subsistence hunting. The first grizzly bear that I took was, I was 11. My dad put his knee into my back, leaning across the snow machine seat, said, go ahead and shoot. All my life, I wanted to be a trooper. Being a local Alaskan and being raised Alaskan, hopefully it'll give me a little leg up.
Now, she must get used to the duties of the brown shirt as fast as possible.
It's a lot of information, and it's very different information, and there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of regulations that are changing, not just by the year, but by the day. I'm fortunate to have a lieutenant and a sergeant who understand that they're throwing me into the mix in the height of the season. They know that I've got this wide-eyed, oh boy, look.
Trooper Jaime decides to test the rookie's surveillance skills at one of their best undercover observation spots.
There's a state park at the end of this, and there's a trail system that is above the river. So we'll be up on a trail system, and people fish all along the river. Most of the time, people are so focused on the fish that they don't see us there.
The culprits thereafter are one of Alaska's most notorious wildlife offenders, salmon snaggers. Snagging is the practice of whipping the line through the water to catch fish by hooking or snagging them on their fins and body, not in their mouths.
What is that?
The cruel technique not only harms the fish, but also depletes the area's vital salmon population.
Where's that at?
At the bottom.
Yeah, at the bottom, not in the mouth.
I don't want to look too far out there to blow and cover, but I think keep an eye on the people across the river and the people right here.
Okay.
You can step here and watch these people. I can walk further down and check down and let you know.
Okay.
They split up to keep a lower profile. Trooper Stang takes the high ground, while Trooper Jaime heads downstream.
See, that fish is on the side. It has a fish on it, and the way it's running, it's taking a lot of line out. I'm guessing it might be snagged. Hey, Stang, it's Jaime. There's a group of guys standing there. There's 3 older gentlemen. I just want you to watch them and see if you can see any snagged fish.
Pictorial fin, obvious snag. See how he's really fighting it down? I think that's what Henry is talking about. So when it's heading downstream hard like that, that's a snag. If they keep it, they're getting sighted. Pictorial fin, obvious snag. If they keep it, they're getting sighted. He's got his pliers out already. There you go. See, and he didn't even have to take it out of the water. Least amount of trauma to the fish.
Looks like these fishermen are following the letter of the law.
Tim, that's what we want to see. We want to see people doing the right thing.
But not everyone on the river is playing by the rules.
It's a lot of the police department. It has some snaggers underneath the bridge. And didn't see the fish get snagged, but there's a witness down there.
At a nearby fishing hole, a confrontation between an alleged snagger and witness has nearly come to blows.
I guess I'll make contact with the guy, the snagger. You can talk to the witness. Okay. And then we'll go from there and hopefully get him to confess to snagging.
They arrive to find Soldotna police sorting through the commotion.
The guy right over there with the white shirt and the camouflage hat's the complainant.
While Trooper Jaime keeps the suspect on ice, Trooper Stang heads for the witness.
I'm Trooper Stang with the Wildlife Troopers.
Okay.
I understand you're our witness.
Yes, she snagged 3 fish in a row. The last one was in the tail. So I walked over to the guy and said, look, you guys have caught 3 fish illegal. You're running it for everybody else that's fishing legally here. And you need to turn the fish up. And you just beat it to death, and they kept it.
Did he say anything to you?
Oh, yeah. Giving me the finger and saying F you to me. And you guys drank 3 beers since we've been standing there talking.
Okay.
She confronts the suspected snagger.
How are you?
Well, it'd been better until this guy came down and lit into me.
Now, why would he lay into you?
He says you're catching fish illegally or whatever, but he's been sitting up there observing.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask you a blunt question. How many of these did you snag?
I didn't snag.
We've got 2 witnesses saying you did snag them, so I need you to be straight up with me.
I caught him in the mouth or in the gills. If you check their gills.
Okay, go ahead and show me where you caught him in the mouth.
You know, I couldn't even tell you because I'm sitting on that rock and
Well, you had to unhook them, right?
I did.
Because here's an obvious snag mark that's right below the anus. So that one's a snagged fish, and you kept it.
The one that's hooked in the rear end, I really don't know about.
What happened here?
I have no idea.
Okay, can you show me on this one where it was hooked in the mouth?
No, I can't.
Okay, so chances are it wasn't hooked in the mouth.
I'm not telling you those stories, officer.
Okay.
I'm telling you what happened.
You're telling me that you didn't snag him. Obviously you did.
I'm not throwing you no. What do you want me to tell you? I don't.
Well, I want you to tell me the truth.
Okay, I've had a little too much to drink.
Okay. I mean, you're not driving, right?
Absolutely not.
I'm not worried about you drinking. What I'm worried about is you not being straight with me, right? Don't insult my intelligence.
You take my fish? We are going to take fish.
Yep. It's illegally.
I'm hungry.
It's illegally taking fish.
Trooper Stang seizes the fish, but in an attempt to get them back, the man changes his story.
I did unhook one.
Which one?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. And the one that you unhooked, that's the one you know was hooked in the mouth?
It was not legally hooked.
Okay. I'm going to keep all your fish. I'm only going to cite you for the one. It's a $100 citation, $10 surcharge, but I'm going to keep them all. And we're going to give them...
One, so I can go home and...
Nope. That would defeat the purpose. That would be rewarding you for doing something that's not appropriate.
Trooper Stang's calm, assertive demeanor diffuses a potentially volatile situation.
She did a good job. She had good interaction with the suspect, and he did eventually admit to snagging 1 fish. And even though we had probable cause to write a citation for all 3 of the fish, she only issued a citation for 1 snagged fish. I think she did absolutely the right thing.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't. Other than you're pretty cool.
Well, thank you. It's important that we have a relationship with the general public. It makes him feel like I'm listening to him, I'm appreciating him, but yet I'm still holding him accountable, and I'm still protecting the resource.
You take care of yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Now we've got 3 fish that we need to find a charity for, which is okay. You know, make somebody happy.
From the waterways of Soldotna to the busy streets in Fairbanks.
Right now we're responding to a burglary that just occurred in one of the outskirts here in Fairbanks. A guy called us and noticed that when he got home, he could tell his house had been burglarized, and the individuals left items at the front door, so the guy hid in the bushes nearby, watched the suspect car pull back up to get those items, and he has now followed that car to the market, which is around the corner here. There's a good chance when we pull up and they know that we're getting ready to catch them, they're probably going to run. It's pretty common for them to be armed, so things can get ugly pretty quick. Fairbanks 36-1023.
When Trooper Lay arrives at the gas station, the suspect's car makes a move.
Hands out the window! Hands out! Put your hands out the window! Hands out the window! Hands out! Put your hands out the window, both! Everyone, hands out the window! All right, is there any weapons inside the car? Go ahead and step out real quick. We got a report that there's some suspicious behavior, maybe linking you to a burglary, so we're going to have you come out of the car, keep your hands out, stay in the car, and listen to the instructions of that trooper on the other side, okay? Coming out real quick, man.
Troopers separate the driver and passenger for further questioning.
Go ahead, have a seat. Your vehicle may be linked to some type of burglary at a residence. It just happens sometime today. Is there anything in the car that doesn't belong to you?
It's mine.
It's yours? I'm going to give it this trooper over here, and we'll go from there, okay?
Across the parking lot, the man who made the call fills in Trooper Anderson.
So, but the Toyota stuff was actually like out in front of the house? It was in the front door of this man. So it obviously had been moved and taken out so that somebody could move it out. Okay.
The suspect allegedly moved an oil heater worth thousands of dollars.
What was their behavior when they saw you coming along? They were driving fast. Yeah. About how fast were you seeing them going? They were going down the old stage, probably 60. Yeah.
What was
got right now is it says that there's a Toyo stove at the place. Nothing's missing out of the place. The Toyo stove was dismantled and sitting in the front door with the door cracked open, just waiting for somebody to come pick it up. He's hiding in the bushes, sees them roll up, walks out on them, and as soon as they see him, they split, drive down the driveway, and he chases them all the way back here. He doesn't recognize the vehicle and doesn't know the folks. So they, at the very least, they have no permission to be out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trooper Lay turns his attention to the female suspect.
So in the last 15 minutes, what have you been up to? You were parked out of town? You were up on... So you had no intention today to steal a stove or anything like that? The trooper's pulling up behind you here at a gas pump, and you move forward a little bit. Looks kind of suspicious. All right, I'll let you think about it for a minute, and we'll be with you in a second, okay?
He tries his luck with the man instead.
How you doing, man? I'm pretty easy to work with. I'm here to help you. Tell me what's going on today, man.
I came out of our house last night. Didn't have a place to stay.
Yep.
Went and drove up to her. Up on...
Something like that?
I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, went to sleep, woke up, came here to get gas, and then I gotta come home. That's my...
All right, I'll talk with this trooper here, but I'm telling you, if there's something that you want to tell me, you can tell me. Okay? All right, I'll be with you in a second, all right? All right.
Did he tell you anything different?
No. He said that same thing. They came here for some breakfast. He's been asleep. He said that they were up there trying to sleep in a car. She got kicked out of a house.
Right. She's swearing up and down that they just went up there and were in a driveway, that she didn't see any house, and that they just started driving back. Not really matching up exactly.
No, not really.
Despite the conflicting stories, troopers don't have enough evidence to make an arrest.
Right now, we're going to let you go because we don't have enough to the story to put everything together that where it's making good sense. You know what I mean? If for some reason you know someone who was going to steal a stove, I would definitely give you a strong warning that, as you can see, we're on top of it. So I would pass the information along if there's someone that you need to pass along to, or at least for you to. Okay? You're good to go. Thank you. Our complainant had good information, but the only thing that he could have done differently was just wait for the suspect individuals to actually enter the residence. So the appropriate response is to get good contact information, let them go for now, do more follow-up, more investigation, and catch them later if we need to.
Over 500 miles southwest lies the island of Kodiak. With its lush green mountains and thriving salmon population, Kodiak is home to the largest subspecies of brown bear in the world, making the island a famous destination for sightseers hoping to catch a glimpse. But now, this massive tourist attraction may be getting too close for comfort.
Charlie, speaking.
Go ahead.
Got a call reporting there's a sow there. You have say there's quite a few people around. It appears that the mama and cub just went across the roadway. Appears to be getting irritated by a lot of people around.
10-4-19. There's a sow and cub that are trying to cross the road. There's a gathering of people taking pictures, and the sow and cub are getting pretty agitated. Kodiak definitely has some big bears. There's definitely a couple 10-footers that are shot on Kodiak every year. A lot of these tourists, they come and they want to get pictures of these bears, and the closer they can get to this bear, the better picture they're going to get. So they'll get too close, or they'll do a lot of foolish things just for a picture.
How do you do?
Good, how are you?
She was getting pretty agitated. That's why I called. People were getting out of their cars, and they were yelling at her, and
Right.
the road was all blocked off, and I was like, this is not good.
She's around the corner here, or?
You see that beach out there?
Yes, ma'am.
I just saw her right there, so she was headed out around the beach. She really was trying to get across the road, go back to her home territory up the valley that way.
All right.
Thank you very much for coming out.
No problem, anytime. Hopefully people have realized that she's wanting to get out of this area and leave her alone a little bit. There she is. Right there. So there's a brown bear and her two cubs. She's probably 8.5 footer.
But Trooper Branch isn't the only one who spotted them. And the show starts all over again.
Once these bears find a good food source, they're pretty protective. In this particular area, this creek has a salmon run by the tens of thousands. If you get in between them and a food source, or in between a sow and a cub, Mom gets pretty angry.
The eager sightseers set Trooper Branch on edge.
See, she's getting pretty agitated. She's just moving quite a bit faster now, and it looks like she's trying to cross the road. When people see bears, a lot of time they'll stop in the middle of the road at a 55-mile-an-hour zone and think that's okay just to get a picture of a bear. They line both sides of the road, and if a bear can't cross, I guess, where it wants to, it's going to get upset. These bears are really fast, a lot faster than you would think. I mean, they'll, in an instant, be on top of you. These bears are really fast, a lot faster than you would think. I mean, they'll in an instant be on top of you.
These half-ton Kodiak bears are dangerously close to a road full of bystanders.
Now, this person's being not the smartest, walking down the road away from their vehicle. I mean, it's one thing to be 30 yards away from them in a vehicle. It's another thing to be walking on the roadway with no vehicle protection. I've seen them just hop right over the guardrail. There's a wildlife trooper here. What's going on? The bears are trying to cross, and people keep kind of leapfrogging up, but
Are they down
the
that?
bears are... Last I saw, they were right out in there.
But now the bears are nowhere to be found. The road is littered with spectators, and the colossal animals could surface at any moment.
Yeah, that's the mom.
Chasing kinks?
Yeah, she's fishing now. I guess she's gonna just keep going.
Have you seen the bear?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, there he is.
Just stay out, don't park on the road. All right. It ended up well for the bears. They were fishing the mouth of the river and were going about their business, and the people were able to see the bears at a safe distance, staying on the pullouts and not parking in the roadway, which is the ultimate goal.
But wildlife isn't the only thing putting Alaskans in danger.
1019 for a disturbance. They're complaining of someone 911 right now. She's afraid. The male kicked down the door earlier for no reason and became extremely violent. He then left. He stated he was going to be coming back.
10-4, if you still have her on 21, can you just let her know I'm less than 2 minutes out? The female told us that she was in an altercation with a male, and he left, but she fears that he may be returning. Sounds like the guy's been drinking all day. You don't know what he's capable of doing, hurting or harming others, so things can get very dangerous. Fairbanks 3623.
She said she sees you. She's walking out now.
Hello?
Trooper Lay locates the shaken woman, but the suspect is nowhere to be found.
Where did he go? Hold on a sec.
Suddenly, a car pulling up catches Lay's attention.
I think he just drove down the road, so I'm going to pull him over and speak with him.
He scrambles to catch the man.
State troopers. Hey, how you doing?
All right, how you doing?
Good, Triple A, the state trooper. So, are you staying at the house here? Is this your house and all that stuff?
Yeah.
All right, what's going on today?
I don't know, you tell me.
Well, she called us and said she's pretty afraid of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Why would she be afraid of you?
You guys come out here all the time.
Do we? For who? You or her?
For her.
Do you call us or?
Not tonight, I did not.
All right, so what's going on tonight where she'd be afraid of you?
I have no idea. She doesn't have money to drink?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. Is that it?
Then Trooper spots something.
What's up with that container right there?
This one here?
Yeah.
That's mine.
Is it empty?
Nope, it sure ain't.
Oh, man. That's not good, is it?
No, it's not.
All right.
No, it's going to end pretty bad, I guess, tonight. But.
Yeah. Well, why don't you go ahead and grab that for me?
Grab this?
Yep. Have you been drinking today?
Oh, yeah.
A lot?
No.
Not a lot?
Nope.
So on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being extremely intoxicated, 1 being not so much, where do you think you're at?
I think I'm okay.
Think you're okay?
Yeah.
You wouldn't mind running through a couple tests, would you?
Not at all, sir.
Let's go ahead and do that real quick. I just want to make sure you don't have any weapons on you, so I'm just going to have you turn around for me real quick. So what's all this?
What do we got in there? We might have a pot pipe.
Yeah, I can feel your pot pipe, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that, okay?
Go for it, man.
Is there any residue in that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I have no weapons, nothing like that on me.
Let's step over here.
Lay runs the man through field sobriety tests.
Got 17, 18.
All right, go ahead and drop it. I don't want you to fall over and hurt yourself. I'm going to have you go into this machine really quick, okay?
Okay.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. There you go. Thank you.
He blows a .17, over twice the legal driving limit.
All right, so I mean, you're in no shape to drive a vehicle today. So.
Okay.
You know what I
That's
mean?
how you guys think it, and that's how you,
yeah.
You know, people. I mean, I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I respect it. And I don't know if that's how you feel.
It is.
Totally with you.
He was very honest. He admitted to everything.
I probably got some pot on him. Like I said, if you find a pipe, I got some pot.
So he was arrested for DUI, possession of marijuana. He'll be also issued a citation for open container. Have a seat. You know, we responded to the residence for some type of disturbance. He'd been drinking. There's a good chance that he could have went back to the residence and things could have escalated. So this was a great scenario to take him off the road and to keep him away from that residence where nothing else happens.
Back on Kodiak Island, Trooper Boyd Branch leaves the bears behind and heads into town.
Kodiak is a small community. 95% of the community I've never met, and that's a good thing. But there's that group of people that we see on a daily basis. You know, whether they're the victim of a crime or the suspect in a crime, they're always having police contact.
And today is no different.
Fairbanks 63, 1036. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, I'm Trooper Branch with the State Troopers. The reason I pulled you over is because your muffler's not working at all.
I actually just got this car. I can show you the bill of sale. I just picked the damn thing up.
Do you have insurance on the vehicle?
I don't know. I don't know. I just picked the car up from where I bought it from.
Okay. Anything in the vehicle I need to know about, guns or drugs or?
No.
All right, hang tight. Stay in the car. I'll be right back with you. Fairbanks 63, 2729 times 3. I've stopped this guy a few times for normal traffic violations. I know that he runs with a crowd that's kind of into some drugs here in Kodiak, but I'm not sure that he has insurance right now.
KPD warrant for failure to appear, original charge, no liability insurance.
10-4. Okay, so I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you have insurance on the vehicle? I know you said you just bought it.
I just bought it, so no, I don't.
Have you ever had insurance issues in the past?
No, I haven't.
You've never been charged with no insurance or anything? Okay, so the fact that you have a warrant
for no insurance from you?
From me?
Oh, no, from another guy.
From KPD?
Yeah.
So you just said that you've never had an insurance issue in the past?
I forgot about that.
Okay, hop out of the car, please. Yes. Okay, turn around for me. Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest. All right, you have a warrant, and you also don't have insurance, okay? Again, I'm going to ask you anything I need to know about here in the car.
No, sir. I got nothing on the ground. All right, well, we're going to check. No, that's fine. That's fine.
The troopers spot a telltale sign.
People with spoons like that and the floorboard of their car, and that's pretty indicative of drug use.
Under the seat.
Under the seat?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That might be what you're saying, but you also lied to me just a minute ago. People with spoons like that and the floorboard of their car, and that's pretty indicative of drug use.
Under the seat.
Under the seat?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That might be what you're saying, but you also lied to me just a minute ago.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
Yeah, so you see where I have some issues with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead and hop in for me. All right. Again, no drugs in the car?
No, sir. I promise you. I don't drink. I don't do drugs.
No, nothing like that?
I'll give you my word.
Okay. So I'm thinking I'm going to probably end up impounding this.
She, 2 days ago, she had an overdose here in the park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Based on who these people are hanging out with and who I can establish who they've been hanging around, I think I can get a search warrant out of this. So basically, here's the deal. I'm going to seize the car, okay? Okay, so what in the vehicle belongs to you?
My bag. It's got my...
What's it got in it?
Got some beer and got some my hygiene.
Beer and hygiene?
Yeah.
Like what kind? Like
hygiene kit? Like hygiene, you know, like deodorant and
makeup,
soap and whatnot.
If there are drugs in the car, he could have stashed them in his bag.
Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to hop out real quick for me. You're not in trouble or anything. I'm just going to pat you down, make sure you don't have any weapons on you. Put your hands behind your back.
For his own safety, Officer Branch performs a routine pat-down.
Oh, what's that? Huh?
My boat pipe.
What is it?
My boat pipe.
Boat pipe?
Yeah.
For what? For marijuana? Okay. You don't have any marijuana in your bag or anything, right?
No.
No marijuana in there? No. So you can either take this right now, after I look through, make sure there's no drugs, or it can stay in the vehicle. It's up to you. Okay, then I tell you what, I have your phone number. No, listen.
Just appreciate it.
Listen, I have your phone number. I'll call you once I've looked through it, okay? All right, yep.
So no matter what, you're going to take my bag and search it and go through?
Well, if basically I'm going to take your bag and I'm going to apply for a search warrant. It might not be granted. They don't always get granted. Do you want your beer and your toothbrush and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to have it.
All right. Finally, the man allows Branch to open the bag.
Stop. All right, I'll hand you your beer, okay? So obviously the beers.
I have a cigarette.
Yes. Yep. All right, turn around. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Turn around and put your hands behind your back. Why do you have a gun in there, bud? Okay. It is against law to not tell us that you have a firearm. He could get to that pistol just as quick as I could get to the pistol in my hip.
Failing to declare a concealed weapon isn't something troopers take lightly. What began with a defective muffler turns much more serious. They let the female passenger go, but the 2 men are arrested. And the driver's vehicle and the bag are heading back to post.
We have a search warrant for the backpack and for the vehicle. This is a .45 caliber high-point pistol. Switchblade, you cannot have that in Alaska. Looks like marijuana, it smells like marijuana, residue, but no marijuana. There's some baggies, some marijuana pipe with some marijuana residue. That's drug paraphernalia, but nothing so far.
Then Trooper Lott uncovers the biggest score yet.
Oh man.
That would be
heroin.
7 syringes in a baggie of what looks like tar heroin. You can see some heroin and blood inside some of these syringes.
And that's only the beginning.
We found 5.3 grams of heroin, so a total of 53 hits or doses of heroin. This is a pretty substantial amount of heroin. You know, I don't know anybody that manufactures heroin or makes heroin here in Kodiak, so it obviously came here somehow. I mean, based on the amount of heroin, it shows an intent to deliver, to sell, and having a firearm during the commission of a drug offense is an additional charge.
This much heroin could easily score the seller over $5,000.
With all the charges, it's basically up to a judge, but you know, anywhere from 5 to 50 years.